Hey, yo, I want to bear testimony. People that have been following me for a while, a lot of y'all are new. God bless y'all. But people have been following me for a while now. That the camera is whatever. What's that, horizontal? No, that's vertical. Right? But it's so everything you see is metaphysical. And that's his rabbi. But his rabbi is kind of like, yeah, vertical. See, y'all not seeing the metaphysics. It's always going to be the cross. Because it's the Ankh. The cross is the Ankh. That's why I said niggas got to get past the silly shit. It's all one. And that's the only thing everybody got. Everybody going to try to push what they believe, nigga. It's all one. There's no difference. Like if you read Merroot Science, I think the link to that is in my description box. And that's what the Mur kept trying to tell them. They kept trying, the divisive people kept trying to say the difference between Elijah Muhammad and Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey and different teachings. And he said it's all one. And the guy couldn't get it. Different people hear different things. It's all about where you at. So where you at is going to be one frequency that you resonating on. And somebody else might be at another one. But it ain't no reason to be not dividing and fighting yourself. It's silly shit. So I got a few things I want to say out here. Real quick. Now, this one is most important. For those of you who've been watching me for a while, I used to always tell you about the train station. Every time I took my dudes to a train station, it would be a murder. And it would be a murder on the train station somewhere in New Jersey or some shit with a train or just crazy shit. Now, I tell you about the portals. I told you about the black cat because my mom ain't been doing too good lately. Been going through with that. But it's all a whole bunch of messages been coming out. Like I said, if I'm dealing with the cards, Metatron keep falling out. That's a Virgo. She's a Virgo. It's all about health and Virgo, the 6th house. And then Hannah will keep coming out because she the high priestess. And then my twin just called, you know, out of nowhere. But all these are connections. I've been doing this for, you know, years and years. So I'm telling you, all of this is connected. Then that portal where I told you I saw that cat to go through this morning, I was outside taking business, all kind of crazy stuff, cleaning up and all kind of crazy stuff, whatever I was doing out there. But I noticed right where that portal was at, it's a tree with pink flowers on it. And it was blowing by itself, but was no other trees in that area blowing at that time. But it's right at that portal where that black cat was at. So these are all metaphysical messages. Now, see me, and then, but see, the train is crazy. See, what it is, we got the train station, but I'm not really nowhere near the train station. Keep it 100. Now, I keep it 100. If I get on a certain street, go across the highway, and take that street straight, the train station is really about 3 to 4 miles up the street. But it still ain't no, you know what I'm saying? That is not no whatever. Because if you was walking, and if you don't like to walk, and you was walking, then you would agree with me. But if you just hear me say 3 or 4 miles up the street, you say that ain't nothing. 3 or 4 miles ain't nothing. Because people always going to say stupid shit. But take that same person saying that and say walk up that street. Now, unless you like to jog or you like to walk, you ain't going to want to walk up the street. Especially some of them streets is the hood, my nigga. And you don't want to go down them streets by yourself and shit. Unless you a hood type dude. Alright, so about 3 or 4 miles up the street. But you usually can't hear the train. Now, I noticed I was beginning to hear it again because it's funny. Sometimes you can hear it, sometimes you can't. Because the trains run 24 hours a day. But a lot of times you can't hear them for whatever reason. And then other times for some reason you can hear them. Now today, keep in mind what I just said about whenever I take it to the train station, all this stuff going on. So today, I heard it. And not only did I heard it like loud. I heard that motherfucker so loud it was like, sounded like it was on my street. Like an echo one going up the highway, going southbound. So I took that as a sign. But see, when I get signs like that, I don't overreact. Because sometimes you can make a problem worse by thinking negative. And plus, I keep telling you, this is spiritual warfare. Like, y'all about to see a change. This gentleman y'all looking at, he's going to be a leader in one of those changes. No matter, I don't care the views, whatever. That's the silly shit. If you like, I hate when people say they're a Christian or they believe God, but God always start with small stuff. God don't be working with the masses. He take the small to overthrow the masses. It's always been that way. Very rarely does God need some masses to do anything. He's the boss. So that's why I keep telling y'all I can't really talk to everybody because you get silly shit. And where I come from an era where you got smacked in your face. If you said some stupid shit, you got smacked in your fucking face. And that's why when you saw that movie with Ice-T and Ice Cube back in the day, Ice-T's character smacked the shit out of Ice Cube. Because that's some street shit. That's just how it was. You talking crazy, nigga, shut the fuck up. You gonna fuck up everything talking that coon-ass, silly-ass shit. Shut the fuck up. And that's where we at now for God's real people. See, that coon and shit and all that ain't going nowhere. So you looking at the Unk, and that dude in the background is a rabbi, his rabbi. And he's going, all that means something. I be trying to tell dudes that they know this is a mystical priest. Even if he don't agree with me. I'm not saying he agree with me. Now, he be in my hood. I know me and him gonna see each other because these is real niggas, no matter what. But it's nothing but respect for the bro. But I know he a mystical priest because if you knew how many times God told me something, and he always talking about what God told me all the time. When he came in the hood, all the shit went down. I seen that nigga walking, but I seen the video. I said, oh shit, this nigga on our street and shit. This nigga on our hood. I said, where you at? And I was trying to figure out what part he was in because I ain't been out there in a minute. And I was going, I said, oh yeah, he right across the street from that store. And he's such a real nigga that a lot of times when he in the store, he'll record it. He ain't record that store though, and I can tell you why. So that's a real live nigga. And then then the shit went down with the church. Because the street he was on is the church I used to go to. They called it the temple. So then I looked into that and found out that they took the temple away. They gave it to this dude I knew to show how real this get. Oh, I got to make this real quick. Bottom line, she calls it a temple, the pastor, but she's no longer alive. So she ordained me. But she's the only temple in this whole area. This area is so bleak. That's why they call it the dark city. Like, you got churches that don't want to give you a number. And even if you call them, most of them don't respond. Some of them might. And even if somebody do respond, they right away tell you they ain't helping you. All that shit ain't church. You understand? No disrespect. I'm just keeping it 100. It's real bleak. And dudes like me can only do so much. Because when I was in the temple, I was still walking through the hood, giving out flyers and giving out business cards, telling them to come to the temple. But she's the only one that would really fuck with me. She was like, come on down. And she prayed on me and shit. And her. See, she was like her. She was a real live, like where she was at on that hood, the same street Dolo was walking up. Now, he was going northbound. If you would went southbound, you would have seen where I used to go. It looked like a house, but it's a temple. She built that, though. That lady, the pastor, no longer with us. But she was right across the street from the biggest crack house in the area and shit. And she stayed there for well over 30 years before she died. So that's telling you how real she is. And every now and then you would see gangsters come through. And they would come through and get healing and shit. I seen her do a lot. One gangster came through and he couldn't walk that good. So she healed him right on the spine. He ran around the temple. See, I like to say church because people know what I'm talking about. If you keep saying temple, they're going to add something silly to it. They're going to think I'm talking about something else. But she didn't like to call it. She said, we the church. Don't call it the church. Call it temple. So out of respect for her, I'm saying temple. But sometimes I forget. All right. So anyway, when I came through, the people in there was kind of, you know, they just wanted to act like they was serving God, but they still wanted to do what they wanted to do. But she made me a teacher. So I was trying to teach from the word, and I got a lot of problems, a lot of backlash. So from where I'm coming from, I just felt that was phony. And then God was telling me the whole time he was burning me. Like he's not happy with this and blah, blah, blah. And this is around 2011. So I left because, like I said in my book, they wanted to play church. I've never played with God. I'm not going to start playing with God now. Like, if you around me and you fake with God, then if God come to kill you, I'm not going to stand in God's way. That's the boss. So anyway, after I left, time after I left, the pastor started deciding she wanted to retire. So this dude that started coming to her church some type of way, and he used to live right up the street, like in 2000, 2001. She anointed him as pastor of the church. So the rest of them people got mad, and so they all left her. Now she delivered every last one. She delivered me. She delivered every one of them people, and they all betrayed her. See, I never betrayed her. I just walked out for the simple fact I couldn't do that no more. I'm not gonna be preaching to people that don't take this shit seriously. Y'all see how I am out here. Y'all fuck around with your lives if you want to. But your twin ain't going to save you. Your mama ain't going to save you. Your daddy ain't nobody going to make it save you when you stand in front of God. So we don't play that. So me and her was always cool because I was always giving her money and shit. I was always looking out for her and shit. So me and her was always hugged up and shit. We always had a good relationship. And her name, my pastor's name is the same name as my twin, Rosa. So that's all metaphysical shit I be talking about. Now, so they all left her. So that's why I be saying you can't be down with people if they're not really down. That's why I have a protocol now, and I never used to have that. It may sound stupid to y'all, but you get wiser, you get smarter, and I got angels all around me. I got archangels all around me, and they be schooling me. Like, we don't play that. That's why what he's saying, everything that nigga's saying is real. Don't have to be agree with me. And that's why I said if I ever met with him, I wish we could get that understand. I'm not gonna agree with everything you say. You ain't gotta agree with everything I say, but I know who you are, bro. Like, I can see through everything. Like, everything that nigga's saying is real. And I know that. And that's why some of these niggas out here on YouTube being exposed for what they really are. Agents, faggots, bitch-ass cowards. Ain't nothing gangster about you. But I knew that when I first seen you. I said, gangsters don't do that shit. What part of the game is that? So it's a realness coming back. But right now, it's still low numbers and a low minority. But no, what I'm trying to tell you, God ain't gonna raise up no pussies. Okay, you got Davids and you got Jonathans. Then the rest of them motherfuckers scared to go to war. David and Jonathan was fighting motherfuckers by themselves and shit. See, that's what God is looking for, because you're going to get the glory. If you really believe in God, you're going to do what you do. And when people see that you're really real, you can go through any hood. Because niggas know you ain't got no beef with them niggas. Tell them straight up. If anything, somebody need to organize everybody so you stop the self-killing and shit. Like, we still out here. I was on George Street, and out here where we at, that was one of, not the toughest street, but there wasn't no bitches. I just want to make that perfectly clear. Wasn't no bitches on George Street. And that's my family name. I should be George III. All this shit is metaphysics. We used to sit on George Street, and the nigga that, when I came on George Street, the nigga that was knocking motherfuckers out, he ran up on me and tried to shake me down, and I laughed in that nigga's face. I said, nigga, how you gonna shake me down when you got on a McLeod jacket and shit? I've been around crazy, loped out niggas my whole life. So once he seen me say that, he got all insecure talking about his jacket. Ain't nothing wrong with his jacket. I said, don't no gangsters wear no McLeod jackets and shit. That nigga shut the fuck up, and from then on, he respected me because he knew I wasn't scared of him. And I did that with a joke. One joke took that nigga out. And then I said, and then me and him was talking, then we found out we cousins. Like, we bloodline cousins and shit. And so then, in like real family shit, I ain't talking gang shit, I'm talking real. That's why I said bloodline, we family. Real family and shit. And then so then we was cool from then on and shit. And we was just sitting out there one day. And we was just doing a lot of shit, rapping a lot of raps and shit. And he said something. I'm trying to remember what that nigga said. I forgot. But it was some real live shit though. So that's us. So we don't, like I said, we not with the silly stuff. And so that day I seen Dolo in Asbury Park, and I was trying to figure out where he was at. And then I knew, and then I was checking out. I was trying to, because I thought he walked past that church. I think he walked past St. Peter's Cleavers, but I didn't know what church it was, so I was looking it up. And while I was looking it up, I found out that my temple, where I was going, they took it away from that dude. So that was the dude I used to hang out with in 2000. So this is how God worked. And I actually got to see him in a doctor's office. He walked in, I didn't even remember him, but this is how God worked. It's all metaphysics. So he remembered me from when we was telemarketing in 2000 and 2000. But he didn't know who I was either. He didn't know my connection to the pastor who anointed him. Because she anointed him as pastor. But before that, in 2011, she anointed me as like you could call it a deacon. So me and him got to talking real quick, and we found out. And he's like, oh, you the dude I'm looking for anyway, because you got all the computer passwords and stuff. I said, yeah. So I tried to hook him up with that. But they took, as soon as she died, they took the church, the temple from him. Because they only gave it to him because of her anyway. Because he even said in the beginning they didn't want him to have it for whatever reason. So now somebody else got that. But now the people that got that temple now, and now they call it a church. But that man was a pastor. Now this is how it get metaphysical. That's why I hope you're listening. That pastor gave the sermon at my sister's funeral. Now get this. My older sister's funeral. Now get this. Everybody, when he gave that sermon, it was like he knew her personally. And my whole family was saying, how do he know that stuff? So that was real mystical, because he said a whole lot of stuff about him that he couldn't possibly have known. See, that's mystical shit. Until this day, my mother just loved that dude for that reason.
So she's like, oh, find out more about him because I want to send him some money. Find out more. And she used to go to his church because they kicked him out of that church. They actually got a lawyer and kicked him out of that church. This is how crazy these churches are because they ain't listening to the Holy Spirit. So he had he was finding little spots to have his church at early in the morning Sunday. Like anything that would be open, he would have church in there and shit. So she would go there. My mother would go to his church first and then go to her church because she been going to, like, her father, let me get this straight. Her grandfather built that church that she go to. And we didn't even know that. We just found that out a few years ago. So this shit go deep, my nigga. And so Dolo, he mystical, but he's connected to all that shit. Because I just sit here and watch it. Now, if you listen to this video, like you go around 10:28, but it's a couple of things he said. He said a lot of shit. I'm only at 10:26. Now, what really shook me up in this video, because I keep telling you, Dolo got that connection. It's mystical. But he got a connection to the churches, my dukes, my sister, all that shit, because I sit here and see it. If you knew how many times God told me something, and I turn on a Dolo video, and he talking exactly what God just got finished telling me. So I know the mystical connection. That's why I say it's mystical. Some cats don't like to use that word, but it is what it is. And then you're going to hear while he talking around this time period, you're going to hear that train go by. And then Dolo said, that's our sign to get ready and get out of here. You heard? Let me say it again. That's our sign to get ready and get out of here. So whether he making some type of, well, see, he don't know it's a message God sending through here. And if I look deep, I might even see some more. Like when you see 904, all my people got birthdays in September. All my family and shit. But it might be some other numbers y'all might see. Even my comment is number 23. That's serious. When I came here, it was 22 comments. RFG Chosen One tells you 22 is the number of God's people. But it's also the twin flame number, 1111. But it's also the angelic number, number 4. So that's why I said we don't have to be enemies. Because if you just sit back, if you know how to study, you can learn shit. 416, again, those are all angelic numbers, multiples of 4. 4 and 1 is 5. 5 and 6 is 11. Break down to the number 2 again. J. Cole, Kevin Hart, 2.3, but that's again 23. Melchizedek, 6 is always going to be God's people, believe it or not. That's why they gave you 66 books of the Bible. And if you want to go a little bit further, 666, 6 protons, 6 protons, 6 neutron, 6 electron. And when I try to tell you, I was trying to tell you, I just showed y'all the word alder. Alder. When I was telling you everything falls under principality, alder. So that's Aldrin Road. Or even Noble Drew Ali. Now, when my twin used to hang outside in that garden, which was really like a portal, right across from that was Aldi. So you going to Aldi. I just showed you alder. Now I'm showing you Aldi, which is another word for Noble Drew Ali or Allah and stuff like that. And D is always like a diva or that word. Anything with D, D-I, D-E is all connected to the divine feminine, just so you know. So it's all metaphysical. And like I said, it's still silly people that don't get it. It's still silly people out here that want to go by your picture. They don't want to look at the information. Or they want to go by a title or some silly shit. They just real silly. But God is waking up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm dropping a 3-hour video right now. It may be loaded. Y'all no, it's really more than 3 hours by now because more information came. Okay, I got 4 hours, 3 minutes. Spirit Revelation. It's already got 6 hits. God bless y'all already checking it out. Make sure y'all hear that video. God is taking... We at John chapter 3 right now. And this is what May 20th is all about. See, John chapter 3 is about taking Nicodemus into the night. That darkness. Because that's the presence of the Divine Mother. You got, and that's why it's talking about serpents. A lot of mysteries is coming. This is what I be trying to tell people. So, this is where we at. So, when it comes to Dolo, that's what it is. And see, Pharaoh, a lot of y'all don't even know the real name Pharaoh is the leader of all these people that he's about to liberate. And it's all about the real Pharaoh coming and freeing God's people. Because y'all don't even know Moses was a Pharaoh. A lot of y'all don't know that Moses was a beast. That's why he was in a river. See, if you read your Bibles, Pharaoh of Ezekiel 29:3 It talks about Pharaoh of the river or the dragon. And that's who you're looking at in Revelation 12. That red dragon, and he spit out all that water. But that flood, he's actually saving. See, the way it's written, you think he's coming to get the women and going, no, but he's coming to deliver. Because he's the one with the iron. That's the real Pharaoh. And when they be talking about Heavenly Mount Zion and all that, they talking about him. When they go to the wheel, they talking about Pharaoh in that wheel. And that's why when you read Ezekiel, when you read Exodus 14, it's talking about Pharaoh and the wheel. I think it says the wheels come off. They talking about that wheel. It's just written to make you, but everything is written for a reason. Everybody don't get this info. You, like I said, if you're not Hebrew, if you're not one of God's people, you ain't gonna have no interpretation of the Bible. He told you he's only gonna give it to his people. He said Matthew 13 and Amos 3:7. So that's why I said I don't got no time for them stupid ass people, because you try to speak what God said and they talking some stupid ass shit that some damn devil told them. And they be ready, like whenever you be seeing, if you ever be watching on TV, some of these people get more angry to defend the damn devil than they do their own people and shit. That's why I said, like Truck told me, when a revolution started, I'm gonna have to kill your ass. But I ain't even talking about no real revolution, because God gonna handle it. But my point is, I'm not playing this silly shit. We not on the silly. Because that's how the devil win. He gets you to debate something silly. Like you know what it is to be true, but he gets you to debate something silly. And the moment you stupid enough to fall for it, now you letting him back in the fucking door and shit. Fuck that motherfucking beast. Curse his ass, burn that motherfucker up in hell, and close the door on that fucking bitch and keep it moving. Like when I slammed the phone down on that motherfucker, I let him know there is no conversation, bitch. You out of pocket, you disrespectful, you can kiss my yellow ass, and when I pull up in that driveway, drive through again, you better not even think sideways to disrespect me again, bitch. Do your fucking job. Click. And I basically said that without the foul language. I let that motherfucker know I'm not that nigga to fuck with. And if you do, I'm gonna have your supervisors on the phone, and then I'm going right to the motherfuckers that check. I know the motherfuckers that check all these banks. I know the motherfuckers that check all whatever businesses, consumer affair. I could give you a whole fucking list. Motherfucker, do your fucking job and stop that bullshit trying to treat me like I'm a fucking criminal when I'm a righteous man of God. That's why when you see Dolo, he identifies, he tells you who he is. Grand Sheik. See, you gotta, like he said, you gotta speak what you're supposed to be speaking. Stop speaking what these fucking devils say. We not playing. Like I said, I'm in my smack the shit out of anybody coming my way with some stupid ass shit. We waking up, and the only way you gonna wake up, when you wake up, you gotta take up, nigga. That's the Bible. Take up your cot and leave. Ain't that what Messiah said? Take up your cot and get the fuck up out of here. Stop laying around letting this motherfucker dominate you. Stop letting this disease take your body. Take up your cot and get the fuck up out of here. Go in peace, motherfucker. You understand? You gotta wake the fuck up. Stop the silly shit. So when I didn't listen to his whole video, and I'm sure he got some more jewels that he's dropping. But when I heard that train, I knew that was from God. Because I heard that train this morning. I said, why is that train so loud? And then I had on a watch or something. It still felt like I could hear that train in the house. Now I know it's something metaphysical with all this shit. But I don't overreact. I'm not worried about nobody. But my bottom line is, soon as that train said that, and he said we about that. So he said something like that's how cute to get out of here or something. So that's metaphysical. So if you a real live motherfucker, if you really with this, if you really serving the God of the Bible, then hang on, because God about to make that move. All right. Try to walk in the spirit, because you're gonna see a lot of stuff in the physical you're not gonna understand. But everything you saying is for a reason. It's telling you, mama's in control of all of this. Now Dolo know the mama. Dolo know when you pray what you see with the mama. Everything. He just be dropping jewels. Unbelievably dropping jewels. But if you're not walking in the spirit, of course you ain't gonna see it. And you're gonna be saying silly stuff that they be talking about out here. These people are stupid. You on YouTube talking about a dude that if he knew where you live, he'd be at your doorsteps by himself. Because I seen him do it. So ain't no cowards over here. I used to do the same thing. Somebody says call my house talking quick, because I used to be on TV and I used to put the telephone number up. So niggas would call the house with disrespect, and the first question I would ask them was, what's your address? And I would be there in a matter of minutes and shit. I'm still here. So we not playing that silly shit. It's a new era. If you a coon ass motherfucker, fuck you. You gonna burn in hell anyway, because you a bitch ass coward. Ain't nobody talking to your bitch ass. If you real live, if you really trying to wake up to what the Bible really say, all you got out here is straightforward videos. And plus you hear me put niggas in check, even in the family line, because all they trying to do is stand in your way. Because like I said, I hate to say this, but a lot of them people since slavery helped the white man put your ass in bondage. So you got to put them vipers to the get behind me, Jezebel. Get behind me, you fucking vipers, because I got work to do and I don't got time for your silly shit. So this is Gat. This is where the Lord is at. God bless.